Good morning, students. In the last session, we saw chapter 3, agreement of the subject with the verb. I had given you the assignment to do, and I hope you have done it. Now we have the next chapter, that is time and tense. You are familiar with the tenses, present, past, and future tense. In this lesson, we will learn present tense. We know in present tense there are four forms: simple present, present continuous, present perfect, and present perfect continuous. So let's learn them in details. We have here first two forms of present tenses are simple present and present continuous tense. So we have here present continuous tense and simple present tense. First, let us see simple present tense. Where do we use simple present tense? That is what we are going to see now. So here we have facts. What do you mean by facts? Simple present tense is a magnet attracts iron filling. Attracts is a simple present tense. So whenever we have got to state a fact, we use simple present tense. So say we don't say in past tense or in future tense that is something which does not change. It's a truth. The fact doesn't change. Now, for secondly, we use repeated actions, customs, and habits. Say you are used to do something daily, regularly, then we use simple present tense to show that. For example, he visits his family every weekend. That every weekend, every Saturday, Sunday, he visits his family. So you did last Sunday I visited, listen, and I visited, and next Sunday I'll be visiting. You don't have to say that. We use the simple present tense. Now, the third one is abilities. Abilities. So to use that, we say she plays tennis very well. That means it's a capability of that person. She is able to. She plays tennis well. That is a plays. Now we have the second one, the future. After if, the if conditional clauses that we have learned in class 8, conditional clauses if. Then we use a simple present tense before proceeding it. For example, if he comes, we shall remind him. So whenever we have got another conditional words which like when, until, before, after, for all these, the first part will be always the simple present tense. Look at when the rain stops. When we can't begin until he arrives. They will stop playing as soon as he whistle blows. As soon as the whistle blows. See, all these are simple present. So in conditional clauses, the first part is additional clauses. So let's see the next one. Present continuous tense. So we already saw the simple present tense. It's used for facts, for repeated actions, for abilities, and to show if conditional clauses. Second one is present continuous tense. So let's see present continuous tense. Here we have first is what is happening now. The action that's going on just now. I am teaching English. So some action that is going on now. You are listening to English grammar class. That means that's something you are doing now. So is something that is going on. So then we have here second one, temporary habits. We have here temporary habits. What do you mean by temporary habits? Habits that for some time I'm traveling by bus to my office. Students are learning fast these days. So these are some temporary habits. The next one we have the future. What are you going to do? What are you coming when are you coming tomorrow? It's something future tense. And my nephew is arriving this evening. Say something that in the future going to happen. Tomorrow is not happening just now. See, tomorrow and this evening is not something that happens just now, but look at something that is to be in the future, but used with present continuous tense are and is arriving. And for next one we have repeated happening or coincidence. What is that meaning? Repeated actions or coincidence means, it means something that happens coincidence that happens, say that's unavoidable, something that cannot be say no to it. For example, we have Reena is always losing her pen. It is her habit that she gets something and then she loses it. And then second we have got the bicycle is always breaking down. So habitually this is happening. That is why it is said that a present continuous tense is used for happening or a coincidence that happens here. Now we have, there is one case in which the simple present is almost interchangeable with the present continuous tense. So it can either be in present continuous or in simple present. He takes the examination next week. He is taking the examination next week. Both are giving the same meaning without much difference to it. So we have here next, she leaves school in June. She is leaving the school in June. Both giving the same meaning. Next one you have to just remember about the stative verbs. Means verbs for which we do not use continuous tense. Ing forms are not used in these following verbs. What are they? Let's see. First one, verbs of senses and perception. So verbs of senses and perception are not used in the continuous tense. Okay, they are not used in the continuous. For example, smell, touch, hear, taste, all these we do not use. We see with our eyes. The honey tastes sweet. So we do not use ing form in these sentences. Then the second one we have verbs of emotion, like, dislike, adore, wish, mind, love, hate. All these words we do not use in a ing form. Then mental state and activity. That means recollect, mean, remember, think, understand, and then plenty of these words we do not use under ing form. Second one, verbs of possession. Again we have got own, belong, possess, have. So for all these words we do not use ing. Now next one we have got some other verbs such as appear, seem, look, contain. Here all we do not use. These are all known as verbs, stative verbs, which do not use much in the continuous tense. So we saw the present continuous tense. Now present continuous tense is used to show what is happening just now, and for some temporary habits, and then some action that is fixed for future, and then some repeated accidents or events that is coincidentally happening. And then we saw a few verbs which we do not use in continuous tense form. Now let us see present perfect tense is used where. So we see here present perfect tense is used to indicate something has happened at an indefinite time. So something that happened at an indefinite time. What do you mean by at an indefinite time? Something, he has got a job. So here we have he got some time ago this job early. Then it is began in the past and has continued up to the present moment. So that means something that happened in the past and its the effect is experienced even now. And then we have example, I have lived in Mumbai for 1 year. So that effect, the feelings, the memories of being there. That it has just happened. something that has happened just now. She has just arrived. I have just taught you present continuous tense. So that's something that has just happened. We use present perfect tense. Then we have here some examples of when something is happened, then we do not use it for perfect tense. Sometimes there is a connection between the simple past tense and the present perfect tense. It almost gives the same meaning. That's what we are hearing here. The present perfect tense shows the recent happening. Okay, the recent happening, and the simple past tense also shows something that has happened, but the effect may not be remaining. That's the difference between present perfect tense and simple past tense. Now let us see the fourth form, that is present perfect continuous tense, the last one. Now, like the present perfect, this tense indicate a past event closely connected with the present. The importance, you see, a past action that is closely connected with the present action. That means there are two actions that is happening, like 1 hour and something that has happened. See, we have been revising verbs for 3 weeks. Look at the example. We have been revising verbs for 3 weeks. So we have been learning grammar for 3 weeks. This is to indicate an activity or an action that started in the past and has continued until the present. So even now this action is going on, and in the past it had started. Now secondly, look at the example. They have been playing all afternoon. So some action, activity that has been continuously repeated for some time. That's an activity that has been repeated for some time. Then we have got a example C. We have been driving along muddy roads and now the car is dirty. Look at have been driving. This is to indicate an activity connected with the present but now ended. So activity that has almost ended now. So these are the places where we use present perfect continuous tenses. So we have seen simple present, continuous, present perfect, and present perfect continuous tense. Now we have got a few exercise here. So we have an exercise here for you, assignment. There are 10 sentences for you to do. So I hope you will be able to try to do it. Then just before we close, I will just remind you of the tenses once again. So the simple present tense, we have got the first form of the verb, the subject plus verb and the predicate. In present continuous tense, we use the helping verb is, am, are. Is for singular, am for I, and are for plural. So subject plus is, am, are plus ing form of the verb. And then the present perfect tense, we have the helping verb has and have. So we have got a has for singular and have for a plural. I have done my work. And then present continuous tense, we have got a have been plus ing form of the verb. So I hope you will remember them and try to do this exercise till we come with the next session. Thank you. God bless you.